All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Terence Crawford responding to Errol Spence Jr.'s threat to put his D in the dirt. Dude, we back to talking about boxing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division again, but not talking about contracts and splits and all of that stuff. Actually talking about some good old-fashioned smack talk going on between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford after Errol Spence Jr. says a couple things. One, that the fight is done, and the other, what specifically he is going to do to Terence Crawford. Now, before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, welcome back to the channel. Really happy to be chopping it up with you about a fight that we have now gotten a new surge of enthusiasm as far as the potential of it getting done. Now, I'm not going to say that I know it's going to get done this year, or whether, it's going to happen in the early part of next year. But Errol Spence Jr. had a little Twitter encounter today with Keyshawn Davis. If you're not familiar with who Keyshawn Davis is a lightweight contender that is trained by Bomac, who is the trainer of Terence Crawford, also fights on Top Rank. Just had a fight a couple weeks ago. He and Errol had some back and forth where Keyshawn Davis said that he was scary, called him scary in as far as getting the fight done with Terence Crawford. Errol Spence Jr. Came back with, like, look, man, I ain't got to lie to you, and basically you're going to be real hurt when I put your guy's D in the dirt, talking about Terence Crawford. And then he also said, all you guys need to know is that the fight is done, that the fight is going to be next. Terence Crawford responded to that tweet, and I'm telling you, man, boxing fans are really, really funny. Real funny. They find any type of scenario. Some people find any way to try to find a weakness in somebody else. So Terence Crawford responds with this, what's his name? Shannon Sharp? Not Shannon Sharp. I always twist up the brothers, right? No, I think he had Shannon Sharp. The former football player is on ESPN, has his own show. I do believe he's on there. I can't remember if he's still on there with Skip Bayless or whatever. But, he's shaking his head like no, right? So people in the comment section start saying basically like, man, he's direct tweeting like a real man. Terence Crawford fans, man, let me tell you, I know Errol Spence Jr. fans are wild. I know it. It's just that I don't get a lot of sweat from Errol Spence Jr. fans because, quite honestly, and this is not I believe this is as close as fact as possible, Errol Spence Jr. doesn't nearly say as much stuff as Terence Crawford's camp does, and not necessarily the wild stuff that Terence Crawford camp says. So I really never find not that many opportunities to really get on Errol Spence Jr. about anything. But regardless, when this comes out, there's a whole bunch of responses in the Twitter in the comment section where they're like, "Yeah, go get him, Terence. Yeah, that's the way to respond to a tweet with a direct tweet." Errol's scared. Errol didn't respond. Why didn't you tag Terence Crawford on the original tweet? Man, I'm sitting there looking at this like, and no joke. You've got people that know me, watch the channel for a long time. I'm 50 years old, man. So, and I am pretty savvy as far as social media goes. I got 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. Got like 30,000 on Instagram and a couple thousand on Twitter. So, I am really, I'm into social media, right? Got a lot of followers on, or connections on LinkedIn, the whole nine. But I'm still not the same as people that have who their whole life have been dealing with Twitter and all of this stuff. It's still funny to me when somebody can say something like, be a real man and direct tweet them. The way I was raised, it's like, if you're going to be a direct man, if you're going to be direct about it, you're gonna pick up your phone and call him, or you're gonna walk up to him and say something. I don't know since when is a direct tweet being if you don't directly tweet him, you're not manning up, man. It's real funny. But I will say that I expected Terence Crawford to respond to him, and for him to say no. I mean, of course, what is he gonna say? He's gonna say, and for me, I don't think I think I agree with Terence Crawford. I don't think this is some scenario where there's going to be a knockout by either guy. And I've been saying this for a long time, man. This fight is a close fight, man. And this is a fight where, clearly Errol Spence Jr. has a skill set. Terence Crawford has a skill set. A lot of people prefer Terence Crawford's skill set to Errol Spence Jr.'s skill set. I think largely that's because, Terence Crawford is, he's more of your prototypical, God, how can you say this? Like prototypical athletic fighter, which we have been trained because of results, right? Trained to expect to succeed over a fighter that is like a pressure fighter, right? I just think that first, Errol Spence Jr. is not your typical pressure fighter. He's not somebody that's just coming in there, taking one to get, taking two to give one type of situation, right? And this is somebody that, unlike anybody that Terence Crawford has fought in this regard, that he is really, really in his prime, and he's somebody that has been specifically preparing to fight Terence Crawford, and has had Terence Crawford on his mind for a while. And whenever you run into somebody that has been looking at you their entire professional career and knowing at a certain point in time that they're going to run into you, they're really, really just set. You'll be surprised, man. A lot of people were talking about like Roy and Antonio Tarver and what Roy was going to be able to do to Antonio Tarver, southpaw, right? And what happens? That's not how it pans out, man. You wind up when a guy has, certain guys can have your number. And just like Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, at a certain point in time, you're going to have to sit down and fight with somebody. And I think that fight between Errol and Terence is going to be just that. It's going to be a fight where these guys are sitting in there and they're fighting and they are going to really, really, it may be, I'm not saying it won't be technical in a chess match, but it's going to be very, very high speed chess, not some scenario where you're going to be able to, like, Terence is going to be able to sit back and study Errol, or Errol's going to be able to sit back and study Terence Crawford. Those guys are probably going to clash from the beginning of that fight into the end of that fight, because there's just a lot of, and another thing, Terence is not somebody that is intimidated by Errol, and Errol is not somebody that's intimidated by Terence. So I just think you're going to see a lot of good stuff. And I'm just happy, like, this has gone back from all the other stuff we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks with this, as far as like pay cut, pay percentages of pay, whether or not, somebody's getting guaranteed money or not getting guaranteed money, all of which is important to the parties involved, no doubt about it. But, just some good old smack talk between the two. So I'm happy about it. But anyway, that's my take in the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.